We're looking at S&P 500 and mini futures, and I'm going to be sharing with you a scalping session of a price action trader. As a price action trader, I'm relying only on pure candlesticks as they are printing on the chart. I have one supportive indicator, that is the 21 bar exponential moving average, mainly acting as a supportive tool. But right now, as you can see, I'm reading the price action and I can see that we have somewhat of a rangy market, but we had a very strong downtrend working lower. We are closing outside, so the trend line rule says we expect a new low for this downtrend. Now, we are not fully at the exponential moving average, so I can't really sell just yet. It was right after open. Had we pulled back closer to the EMA, would have been decent second entry short. Right now, you can see price action is attempting to create new lows. I'm using the trend line rule, trying to identify the main bias, and then looking for the right high probability setup. We had another channel working lower, but this right here is the channel, the second leg to new extreme. So I really want to make sure that this bullish correction plays out first before I'm going to consider selling, because generally when there's a break in new low, you don't redraw the secondary channel because you could do this indefinitely. But this fits so nicely. You can see geometric formation is really nice. So I suspect the trend down could be a little bit stronger. The uptrend needs new high. We have a congestion EMA exactly in the middle of these bars. So there's a chance that a lot of sellers will get trapped because I need to respect the correction first. I need to respect the congestion. So this is pretty much no trade zone. So I'm just letting the price action develop now. Right now we have indecision, EMA in the middle of these bars, consolidation. Bias is not really that clear, so I'm just waiting. I cannot really sell, nor can I buy. I was considering a lower high breakout pullback out of this congestion at the top of the trend range, but there's a big gap between the EMA and the body. We closed a little bit too far down, so for this reason I'm not going to take it. So right now we had just indecision, consolidation, so no clear bias for me to really get some nice trades in. Just waiting here for price action to give me a clean structure. Alright traders, I'm recording the video as I'm going to take a high-low confirmation setup of the second entry long. I'm placing my limit order one tick back. Alright, we got film, so I'm going to place my stop loss one tick below the signal bar. I'm going to go for 6 tick target profit because the market is very slow, the ATR is low. The signal bar didn't close as strong bullish as I wanted, but we have an uptrend working hard that has an overshoot break, and there's a big chance we're going to reach new extreme. We pushed above EMA and EMA keeps holding, and also the breakout fell and now is acting as a support. We pushed back above EMA, so it is a little bit more aggressive, but I'm risking this setup for small little scalp. The signal bar is not that big. Let's see if we can get it. I took a very long break because the market was very slow. Now there's a chance that this downtrend may get the retest of a new extreme, but I'm betting more on this uptrend getting new high and the breakout pullback and EMA holding here. Definitely more aggressive, but I'm deciding to take a chance since the stop loss is quite small and the context is good here. So we have overshoot. The uptrend needs to get new extreme, new high, first entry long, second entry long, strong push above EMA, high-low confirmation setup. The resistance is acting as a support. And you can see I'm going through the reasons in my mind to see if I'm reading this correctly. This downtrend doesn't have new extreme, and that is a problem. For this reason, this setup is more aggressive. If you're a more conservative trader, you probably skip this one, but I'm deciding to take it because I like the strong push above EMA and the chance to get at least small scalp here. Right now, the price action is going against us, so we may have the second leg to new extreme, and it looks like we will make it, but I still like this trade. Taking a chance here was a calculated risk here. Let's see if the EMA is gonna show some support here. The setup will either work or won't. And we got stopped. So our first trade for the day ended up being a losing trade. I took my break early, so we still have a chance to make it back because there's still plenty of time left in the day. Alright, sure, so I'm resuming the video as I'm being offered a re-enter opportunity. This looks like this was a little fake out here because we now have a new high first entry long, second entry long, which is also new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. So we have double high probability setup, very strong momentum pushing above EMA. So I'm going to drop my limit order and I'm going to re-enter here again because I believe the context is still the same. This was just a little fake out here. Let's see if we can get filled here. Right, traders, so I decided to chase it a little bit, one tick above the single bar because Right now we have a failed second entry short and a second entry long double high probability setup. So my entire analysis still remains exactly the same. It looks like this was just a little fake out. The uptrend still needs to get new high according to trendline rule. It sometimes can happen that there may be a little bit of a fake out, nothing I can do. I'm increasing my target profit a little bit because I expect new high. This trade will get us back to break even. Even this support is right now holding even more. The buyers are stepping into the market. So this is what I want to see. Full breakout pullback now coming into the market. Let's see if we can get the scalp here. Okay, we are very close to being filled, but price action is right now correcting lower, but there's a still chance we're going to get new high, so I'm still holding this trade. So there was a big pullback, but our stop loss is still one tick below this single bar, and we still have a long ways to go. But because we have high-low rejection of the EMA again, really makes it good for the bulls to create new high for this channel. The EMA keeps holding every single time, so for this reason I keep holding this trade. So we're getting very close to our target profit being reached. In fact, I'm gonna put it to 8 tick target profit to my regular 8 ticks. I use 7 ticks because I use stop order entry, but I really believe we can get the momentum now to get 8 ticks here. Alright traders, and our target was reached. So I'm going to place my stop loss to break even because anything we make is just a bonus. And we're going to take my runner around these highs. It's going to be a couple points above this high. As you can see, this was a little fake, a little unfortunate. Now you pretty much have to re-enter because our analysis remained the same. Okay, I don't have my ego in the market. I remain objective. I keep analyzing the structure. This is still breakout pullback. We're still above EMA. And this setup is even stronger than our initial setup because this time we have a second entry long, a new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. So this right here is even stronger alternative where you have to enter. Price action is tempting to get a new extreme. Let's see if we can get our 3.5 point runner. Would be great because right now we're back to break even. So at least we can cover the commissions. Okay traders, so runner just got hit. We created the new extreme. So price action played out well. There was even another good high low you could have considered. I was already holding this trade, but now you have even high-low confirmation setup of this failed second entry short. So if you're not holding these trades, you may have considered entering here. The single bar is only 2.5 points, so you can drop limit order. Your target still needs to be new extreme. You can see we broke out of the trend range. Most breakouts fail. Breakout pullback because the resistance is transforming into support. A new high was created. There's a chance to even look for possible wide the channel something like this. It feels a little bit too broad right now out of the trend range. But if you're going to continue working hard, this is definitely a good possibility to watch as well. I'm trying to take a second entry long at the key entry point. This is where the correction phase will end and a brand new push phase will begin. But market is going higher without filling my limit order here. Alright traders, so price action came back and fortunately ticked us in. So we took the second entry long at the EMA. As you can see, there's a push phase, correction phase, push phase, correction phase. I was looking to buy low when the correction phase is ending at the key entry point. Right now, I'm attempting to do the same thing. I cannot buy at the top of the push phase. We had a correction working lower and we are at the key entry point in the form of a two-legged pullback. This is pretty much a textbook price action setup we are always looking for. There's a small downtrend working lower. As you can see, there's a small break in new extreme. So the downtrend also played out. The signal bar is good. Actually, I have my stop loss a little bit higher. One tick below signal bar. This is where I want to put it. I'm scalping on this for 6 ticks because the ATR is really low. So I'm going to be happy taking a small scalp that would put us into green. Come on. We're bouncing on my exit order, but we need to tick through. We're not early in the queue. Sometimes you're early in the queue and you can get out just by touching it, but looks like we are not early in the queue just yet. This is why I'm using the automated strategy, by the way. I want to see the stop loss and the take profit orders already put into place, so I'm early in the queue. So I don't want to place it manually. Regardless the software you use, any software should have this feature. It's generally called brackets or something like that, but most trading softwares have a feature like this where you can set it up automatically. Okay, we finally ticked through my order, so I'm going to put it to break even and I'm going to place the runner, let's say around here. The runner is really going to be just a bonus now. But this was textbook setup, second entry long at the EMA, and nothing more to talk about here. Downtrend played out with the break, new extreme. The congestion, it is a little bit stacked, but not that bad. There is no doji. EMA is not in the middle of these bars. We're still above EMA. EMA keeps holding. This is important. So the congestion is so minor that you can still trust a setup like this. And by the way, looking back, now that this wider uptrend is valid, I definitely don't regret taking a setup like this, because had I been playing even the wider channel at the time, I definitely would have liked this setup even more. So you cannot really avoid fake outs. You just have to analyze the market. Does it fit the rules? If it does, you just have to take it. Okay, you cannot be afraid. You cannot overanalyze. If it fits the rules and it's okay enough, I just have to enter and the setup will either work or it won't. You re-enter here, it will either work or it won't. You enter here, it will either work or it won't. And just goes to show how important it is to not take losing trades. Personally, losing trades are part of this business. You can never avoid losing trades. As you can see, even you can make the correct analysis, you cannot predict fake out. That's the nature of markets. You shouldn't get angry when you are taking a losing setups, especially if you are a developing trader. You're going to have many losing setups, but if you remain your composure and you're still objective, you can see how quickly you can make it back. Unfortunately, I took my runner on the first trade. I would have been holding the runner, but price action allowed us to re-enter right here again. The downtrend played out with a break and a new extreme, which means the correction is over. We had a push above EMA and almost a failed second entry short, very strapped, but there was no break above this bull bar. The entry was big and quite far up anyway, but shortly after we had a great second entry long. We needed new extreme. This is why we are looking for buy setups, because this very confirmed channel needed to get new high, and the trend line rule says that we expect correction or reversal, and this is indeed what the price action did. So perfect price action, and you can see the stark difference in the structure of today's market, because the first part of the day we started very choppy, messy consolidation, indecision. You need to make sure you're not taking setups in the middle of the trend range like this. This is basically a 10-point string range. You need to apply range rules. You want to buy low, sell high, and fade breakouts. When I was watching this today, I didn't feel comfortable almost even look for setups, because it was all over the place. Everything was so congested. So I took a break, and you can see the price action eventually broke higher and offered plenty good high probability setups. But the reason why I'm able to remain so calm and I don't let that get into my head the first part of the day, the messy indecision, is because I know through experience that almost every single day there are at least several easy high probability setups. So just because you don't get those setups early on, that doesn't mean you're gonna let that get into your head. You're gonna be frustrated. You're gonna throw a temper tantrum. You need to be patient, because eventually you never know when the market's gonna break and offer several good easy high probability setups. There may be occasionally days where there are very few setups, so you don't have to take a setup every single day. The next day may be better. You're gonna call it off for this day and you're gonna wait for the next day. But generally, most of the times there are going to be few easy high probability setups. So just be patient. If you need to take a break, take it, because it is not worth to be looking for setups in messy structure like this. But once the structure breaks out, you have clear buys, you have key entry point. This is where you can be looking for high probability setups. So I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to talk to you next time. Good luck with your trading.